I've played a lot of horror games over this past year, so I think I'm pretty qualified to talk about what makes a horror game good versus what makes one bad. So I've compiled my list of top 5 horror games of 2022. Not necessarily games that came out this year, just ones that I've played in 2022. At number 5, we have Crimson Snow. So this is a game I actually played super recently. It's a game where you become trapped in a house by your crazy, jealous ex-girlfriend who has been performing some demonic rituals. This game manages to have a super scary environment as well as some absolutely terrifying moments. It's also technically a Christmas-themed game, but not in any way that's cliche or takes away from the experience. This game isn't very long, and I'd say that's probably its only shortcoming. However, that is to be expected from an indie game created by a very small team. Like I said, this list is games that I played in 2022, not necessarily ones that came out this year. So at number 4, we have a bit of an old one in Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. So I actually played all the FNAF games for the first time this year. However, I think Sister Location easily stood out as the best. Compared to the other games in the series, the story is much more front and center, and each night is completely different versus using the same mechanics over and over. This is a super fun game with a lot of scary moments and some good twists, definitely deserving of this number 4 spot. In at number 3, we have Within Scary. This is an indie game where you get trapped on an island where horrendous things have occurred in the past. You move mainly through a mansion on the island trying to escape. This was the first game I played in quite a long time that made me genuinely terrified. There are multiple endings, however, with no save feature, I only got one. I highly recommend checking out this game, it was fantastic. In at number 2, I have Cat Museum. Now this game kind of sits in a weird spot because it isn't really scary, the environment and creatures just want to make you feel really uncomfortable. That being said, this game is carried by its amazing story and gorgeous art style. The reason this game ranks so high on this list is because the game played with your emotions so well. At the start, yeah, it's creepy, but also really cute and gives off this happy-go-lucky vibe. However, by the end of the game, you're left just feeling kinda depressed. You can literally see the moment in my playthrough where my attitude completely shifts once I realize what the game is about. Something I've never shared is that once I stopped the recording of this game, I legitimately cried. Whether you play it for yourself or watch my playthrough, you guys should absolutely check out this game. It was amazing, and for all those reasons, it comes in at number 2. Alright, before the number 1 spot in typical top 5 fashion, I've got 2 honorable mentions. First one being Choo Choo Charles, the viral game about demon spider trains. This game was fantastic, but I want to avoid ranking it due to recency bias, as well as that the game did feel more comedic than it did scary. But still an awesome game. Second honorable mention is Amnesia: The Dark Descent. My reasons for keeping this off the list was simply that it just felt wrong to rank one of the most influential and greatest horror games of all time on this list. Basically, it would have taken number 1 just strictly out of principle, so I decided not to rank it. And finally, our number 1 spot for the best horror game I played in 2022 is, drumroll please, Labyrinthine. I love this game. Labyrinthine is a game where you explore a maze and solve puzzles while trying to avoid monsters. The premise seems simple, but the game is absolutely amazing. There is a multiplayer with procedurally generated maps, however I mainly played the story mode, which again is fantastic. Story mode is super challenging, especially when you play it solo, as I do, and an overall scary and super tense experience. The devs are constantly dropping updates for this game, including new chapters for the main story, as well as limited time events for multiplayer. 10 out of 10, would definitely recommend. That's going to be it for my top 5 games of 2022. What were some of your favorite horror games from this year? If you all enjoyed, definitely be sure to check out more from me. There should be 2 videos on the screen now, so check out one of those. Anyways, I want to take this opportunity to tell you all Happy New Year's and thank you all for an amazing 2022. I'm super excited to grow even more in 2023 and play even more amazing horror games. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.